Hello everyone, my name is Ben and welcome back to Weaves of Fate. This is episode 39, and where we last left off, we were descending into deeper into Mushroom Madness. The descent continues, and wow, there really are a lot of chickens here. We'll be able to come back and get quite a bit of food if that's something we want to do. And so where we last left off, we kind of tackled this area and got everything out of it except for the iron. And I left some junk there in that chest. I am gonna go ahead and it's fine. We'll go ahead and pick all the junk back up. We need to, let's see, it looks like we came from that route, or we have been down this route. Did we come? Let's see. Maybe I ran some of this way. Garden hoe. Okay. Maybe I ran some of this way, but didn't actually. We haven't actually, tackled any of that. There was also, no, that is not what I wanted to do. Oh, wow. Okay. We'll come back to that in just a second. That's a lot of different food options that we just unlocked there all of a sudden. Yeah, we got, okay. So a lot of it is wheat seeds, but we got some pumpkin and melon seeds in case we weren't able to do that before. Garden hoe sharpness 3. Unbreaking 2. I'm trying to focus. Thank you. Sharpness 3, Unbreaking 2, Fire Aspect 1. It is an epic item. It's got plus 2 damage. I'm spawning a bunch of creepers, so I'm gonna run away from that because I saw this when I was headed back up to the teleporter, and I started going. So I believe we actually came down from that way, and then I saw this, and I was like, ooh, and my curiosity got piqued, and yeah, so we've got to actually do something with this. Okay. See, and this is one of those instances where I'm definitely tempted to just like kind of come in on the side and just kind of like bust in rather than try and fight through kind of the more ordinary way. Just because I want to, I guess. All right, here we go. Wow, there's a lot of stuff going on here that I'm not a fan of. Oh yeah, and there's all kinds of crazy stuff going on with spawners and things for sure. I'm not sure exactly what I want to do here. Now I do need to be careful here because yeah, it really looks like they're just like spawners on the top of that thing. That is what I needed to have on me. Okay. Alright, there we go. Well, we could stand here and get like 500 levels of XP, or we could go ahead and move in and get going. Hey, chicken jockey. Well, that's great. Okay, good. Hopefully a little bit of light on these things will reduce the spawns. Yeah, this is just one of... I can tell this is just going to be one of those areas you just kind of gotta slog through. Slowly but surely. There we go. Let's go over here. Yeah, stuff going on over here. We got a stairway up, and oh wow, at the noises. There's just so many of these guys. We should probably go ahead and get more food in us, so that when I mean, this is like this is like zombie apocalypse level of zombies right here. I mean, this number of enemies here that I'm hearing. I mean, this is like fungal citizens, the likes of which you've never seen before. Evolved the mushroom. That's a funny name. Okay, done that. All right. Uh-huh. Yeah. By forcing you, if you decide to go up the house like this, he's forcing you to be in range of a bunch of different spawners as you climb throughout the house, and so a bunch of stuff spawns. And then you have to fight it all. Oh, yep, this is another one of these areas going on. Yep. Or just drops a bunch of enemies on your head. Food first. Huh, interesting. Okay. We'll light this up. Yeah, Prismarine Shard. Nice. I do want to go ahead and just get directly up here. Because I need to see... Wait, are we just at the ceiling? Yeah, we're at the ceiling height. Okay, that's fine. Okay, I just want to make sure that there wasn't like a spawner up here somewhere, that sort of thing. Okay. Okay, good. And now we can clear out these guys with the old sword. Okay. That wasn't so bad. The zombie sounds are fainter, so I'm kind of wondering where they are, where they went. What the heck is going on over there? You never know where those archers are coming from. Wow, okay. Prismarine Shard, which I cannot pick up because I have so much junk in my inventory. Come on, there we go. Alright. Do we... Let's see, do I have any bottles of enchanting? I sure don't. I'd like to make sure that this sword doesn't break on me. Oh, yep, okay. Found them. Here, let's do this. Because we have plenty of bow and arrow stuff, right? So we can kill the guys, they drop the XP, and then we go in with the sword. Pick all that delicious, delicious XP up. There are other items that have mending on us that we need, so that's what's happening there. We really don't need that potato. Okay, and my inventory is already like super cluttered. Don't know how that. I have no idea how that happened. Okay. Let's get out of here briefly. Yep, another potato. Let's get up here and put another... Yeah, we'll just put a dump chest down right here. This is a continuation of the previous recording session, so again, if you hear some noises and things going on in the background, we're just taking care of business, working overtime. Yeah, throw that in there. Okay, bottle of enchanting, yes, for the sword. That did not help the sword. Okay, that's fine. Keep the chest and give me back my blocks. Okay, good. Excuse me. All right, need more torches. So let's take care of torches. And we are slowly but surely running out of sticks and coal. Okay. Yeah, okay. I'm really worried about the mending on that. I will go ahead, let's go ahead and swap to the garden hoe here, just as a temporary measure. Um, okay. Let's see. Can we kind of continue through what's here? I will use, there we go. I will use the bow to get some more healing on this blade if I can. Let's go back up and see, because it seemed like there was a way to kind of continue with where we were going. I think actually instead of the bow for speed, we'll go with this secondary weapon here. Let's see. Go back up on the balcony. No, this kind of looks like the end of the. Yeah, like this looks like a destination in and of itself, and we're done with that. Okay, so that's fine. That's fine. Okay. Well, that's good. We got that accomplished. We'll get the speed going here, and we will head. I believe we need to go this way now to tackle the other area. So we got to this little cave over here, right? But we did not get, and we started going this direction, and then we hit, 5,000 creepers and stopped. So let's see. Let's go ahead and we'll grab the box, and let's see. Can we bridge over to this without that creeper getting onto me? Good. We're gonna do this the like overly dramatic way. Come on. There we go. Nice. This really is the overly dramatic way. Okay. I really do want to do that. I really don't want to lose that sword right now. I can always go and buy a copy of it again. It's the spectral blade, right? Yeah, I can always go and get another copy of it. But I'm not really that's not really my first choice. Okay, got that little bit of lagginess there. This is Java Minecraft Edition, which makes me wonder, because I am a software developer, and it makes me wonder, because let me get some food and then I'll explain my thoughts here. So as a programmer, there are basically there are a couple of different ways that a programming language can deal with memory management. So one is that, where is this guy coming from? Here we go. So one way that a programming language can deal with memory management is basically you just kind of have to do it all yourself. And so you have to, by hand, make sure that you're allocating and deallocating memory correctly. And there have been programming languages that have basically said, no, this is way too tedious. Let's handle this automatically for programmers. And so, for example, just like the C programming language, which is a pretty common language, or at least C++ is kind of the more popular variant of it. They C and C++, for example, they have manual memory management. Now, one of the reason why some other languages said, well, we don't want to make you have to manage your memory manually. Number one, because it can be kind of tedious, but number two, if you make mistakes in that area, it can lead to creepers blowing up on you. Yep, like that. It can lead to this kind of mistake called a memory leak, where um, basically a program loses track of all the memory that it's been using and never frees it up. And so what happens is that program on your computer just starts taking more and more and more memory, and you can't get that memory back until you forcefully quit the program to get the memory back. And so I didn't want to do that because there was a box right there. Well, here we are now. Yep, okay, great. Hey, well, we finally got through the chicken, and the pork chops and everything. Hey, let's destroy that first before all the rest of this gets destroyed. Well, there were some blocks, and there were some chest plates, and all kinds of good stuff over here. That's great. I'm so glad we got that. Yeah, woo, okay. Okay. Nothing particularly special. +2 armor. This is +3 armor and max health, so that's totally fine. That probably does mean that we need to, because my inventory is getting full again, probably does mean we need to go up and put a little dump chest down. So anyway, we do need to go up here and take care of the spawner for sure. Okay, good. So anyway, so there were some programming languages where the design philosophy behind them was basically like, look, managing memory is tedious. Surely there's a better way. And so there are kind of two different ways, two different kind of like automatic ways to memory manage for. Yes, let's do this. There are kind of like two automatic ways that a programming language can manage memory for you. One way, and I don't want to like really dive into a lot of these technical aspects, it's kind of tedious, and like completely incomprehensible if you're not at least semi-aware of like what a programming language even is. So I'll keep this discussion kind of short, but the idea is that the programming language can't. Wait, why did I do that? I was setting down the chest specifically to get things out of my inventory. So anyway, but one of the ways that oh, hey, this is a good idea though. This is a good idea. Let's just grab those bricks, and then we can put all the other different kinds of blocks and stuff that we have. We can put that away. I'm a fan of that. Okay, so anyway, let's see. Yeah, we're all fine on the mending on those, so interesting. Okay. So anyway, just a really high level overview of one way that some programming languages handle it is they basically say, look, what we're going to do is we're going to help you by keeping track of references to all the memory that you use, and when you reference something, we'll increase that. We'll increase the count to that, the number of times that thing is referenced, and then when something goes out, when something goes out of scope and it's not going to get used again, we decrease that reference or whatever. And whenever a reference counter hits 0, that's when we deallocate the memory, so things stay nice and shipshape and clean for you. So it's basically like trying to kind of automate the manual memory management for you. An example of a language that does this is Objective-C, which is it's actually Apple's like older language for writing apps and stuff. Of course, now they've got the new hotness, which is Swift, and I have no idea how Swift manages memory. I haven't done anything in Swift. But anyway, but like I said, that's one option. That's one way of doing it. Another way of doing it is eating food not dying. Okay, good. So anyway, and then finally, you might be saying, well, what the heck does Java do? So what Java does is, this is the kind of the last way that a programming language can handle memory management, is it does this thing called garbage collection. So in garbage collection is kind of exactly what it sounds like, right? You know, in your in your house, right, you got all these buckets that you throw trash into, and then when it's time for the trash to go out, you're going to garbage collect, right? You go around the house all at once and throw out all the garbage. So the way this analogy works is basically um, every so often, at a time that you, the programmer, do not get to designate. It's just done by what's called the Java Virtual Machine, the JVM. It kind of manages this process for you and says, "Hey, it's time to do some garbage collection." And for example, like covering up that creeper hole is an example of garbage collection. Sure, go ahead. Okay. Um, but basically, every once in a while, the language says, "All right, it's time to collect some garbage," and it will go through all of the objects in memory and basically say, "Hey, does the program that's running, does it need this anymore?" And if it doesn't, then it gets rid of it. And if it doesn't need it anymore, it gets rid of it. Does need it, keeps it, right? Okay. That's how Java works. Now, you might say, what the heck does this have to do with the game freezing every so often? My sneaking suspicion is, and here we go, finally. My sneaking suspicion is that when the game freezes like that, I'm going to take care of this guy first. Thank you. My sneaking suspicion is that when the game freezes like that, that the Java virtual machine is doing garbage collection. That's my theory. And so, because garbage collection can cause slight hiccups um, in the speed of your program. And so that's what I was looking for. Thank you. Okay. So it can cause slight hiccups in the speed of your program sometimes whenever it's doing garbage collection. So, and all of that apparently went into the armor and none of that went into the sword. I'm disappointed. Well, anyway, let's see. What do I want? Yeah, that. Okay, there we go. So anyway, so my sneaking suspicion is that to some extent that may not be avoidable, and just especially like in Weaves of Fate like this, where you've got all these blocks everywhere, a bunch of entities and spawners and all kinds of things going on, all at the same time. That especially if you're in combat for a while, like at some point, the Java virtual machine is just like, okay, like look, we got to take out the trash, we got to take out the trash. This is also why people frequently recommend when you're running Java, and actually I actually do need to take a look at this because I think I'm just kind of doing the default thing. This is why people recommend increasing the amount of memory that you let Java use, because the more memory you give it, the less often it would have to do that garbage collection process. Well, anyway, that's your that's your programming tidbit for the day, I guess. Didn't really expect to go on that tangent, but I've just been doing some reading about different programming languages and stuff, and there's a game designer named Jonathan Blow. He was kind of the lead designer on this indie game back from like 07, I want to say, called The Witness, or called Braid, excuse me. And then his most recent game that he made was called The Witness, which is a really cool puzzle game. It's I'd have to say The Witness is a bit intellectual, and so Braid is kind of more approachable as a platformer. So if you're interested in platformers, definitely recommend Braid. It's a great game. And then The Witness, if you like puzzles, if you're a little bit more puzzle-minded, it's a very it's a very contemplative game, I guess is maybe the best way to describe it. That looks like definitely a place that is going somewhere. It's a very contemplative game. It can be a very cerebral game at times. It's a philosophical game. Anyway, But if you're if you're into that kind of thing, I'd recommend Braid to pretty much anyone. I would only really recommend The Witness to people who really, 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 really love puzzle games, and that's like their MO. There we go. Get that blade healed up. Let's kind of go this way and keep lighting things up. Yeah, there's still some mushroom madness going on over here. Yeah. All right. Grab that. Anyway, but Jonathan Blow has been so the Braid and The Witness were written in C++, and so and Jonathan Blow has kind of gotten frustrated with C++, and that's for a variety of reasons. I mean, kind of the basic, like, high level kind of overview of why would be C++ has really grown and changed over time, and with that growth and change, there's come a lot of excuse me, sir. I'm trying to do a thing here. I'm trying to record a thing. Thank you. Okay. What? Really? Is there? Okay. Is there another spawner around here somewhere? What is going on? I'm going crazy. I know. Yes, I know that there's a creeper spawner there. We'll go ahead and take care of that. But where are those skeletons coming from? Okay, thank you. So anyway, the high-level technical overview of that would kind of be basically languages grow and evolve and change and update over time, and so C++ has gotten a lot of new features, and sometimes new features is kind of just code for a lot of bloat and stuff, just making them large and unwieldy and unintuitive and impractical, and can cause issues and stuff, which in some sense is kind of the natural evolution, I think, of any like general purpose programming language, right? Is your programming language is trying to be all things to all people. Oh, you can write anything in this language, and it's like, well, okay, that means that like it's good at nothing then, because it's trying to do everything. So, long story short, Jonathan Blow, getting frustrated with C++, he decided, well, I'm a smart guy. I'm just going to write my own programming language. And so you can go over to his YouTube channel and see. Oh, we got some monster infighting. Okay, how about that? Let's take advantage of that. Maybe. There we go. And yeah, let that blow up. That's fine. And we'll get out of here so I can eat some food. So anyway, he's writing his own programming language, and if you're interested in that kind of stuff, you can go over to his YouTube channel. He does live streams, and then he'll post the live streams on YouTube, kind of showing some of the process and stuff of writing the language, and some of the decisions and stuff that he's making for his programming language. So. And also his next game, he's kind of like writing his next game in the programming language as he develops the language. So the game and the language are kind of growing together, which is kind of neat from the standpoint of like, it means like this language is not just like, it's not just like pie in the sky, like, well, you know, what do I think there should be in a programming language, but actually using that language to build something, so you can see like, okay, like the progression of, you know, what do I need in this game? What do I need to build in the language to do that easily and quickly, and you know, at a really high level of performance. So anyway, that's kind of my like whole spiel about that. Like I said, was not expecting to go on a super long explanation of programming languages and stuff, but here we are. You know, we can let this guy blow up, it's fine. Yeah. Um, all right. With that, I'm actually going to hop down here, grab all this stuff, and kind of jump away because we are at the end of the episode. My name's Ben. The name of this map, Weaves of Fate. Your name, I have no idea. But whatever your name may be, I hope that you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Adios.